Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your night to join me. I really appreciate that very, very much. I'll stop getting in your face, alright? Only because I know it looks really annoying. I have a big head, and also I'm super self conscious about this Pinocchio nose, which is why I wear glasses that are just frames. Anyone ever notice that? I get that question asked a lot. There's no glass in here. So, regardless, I hope that you guys are doing really good. Seriously, I've been kind of taking a little break, taking it a little easy. It was kind of busy these last few days, so I'm actually looking forward to doing some other really fun stuff this weekend that involves some really cool stuff that I have going on in my personal life. So that's always real fun. And I'm looking forward to it. But until then, I want to actually give you guys and they and them and everyone out there, all my lovely subs and randos who join us from nowhere, out of nowhere, who then turn into subs or just people that regularly watch. I really do appreciate you. Regardless, Scorpio season. It's coming upon us. And only a Scorpio would remind you that it's Scorpio season. One of the more interesting things about Scorpios. But nonetheless, I went ahead and did like 3 minutes of research, and so we're going to consider this an extemp speech, sort of hybridization, impromptu kind of a gig thing. And so I hope that you're into it. But regardless, let's talk about Scorpios. So, both a generative AI overview, if you Google season of Scorpio, will pull up on the top of the page and it gives an overview of all of the data that the generative AI has aggregated, and it's actually pretty cool. It has a really long list, and then it has obviously its citations at the bottom. But the AI overview provides us with such information like the following. The birthstones for Scorpios are both topaz and opal. These are just two of what I believe to be four or five. Those are just the ones that stuck out to me, and between the two of us, I could pronounce without using Google. So there you go, Google. I figured it out on my own simply by omitting the other gemstones or birthstones that are gemstones that are the birthstones of the Scorpio. Anyways, there's, just to be clear, Scorpio season on most calendars here in America begins October 23rd and it ends November 21st. So my birthday is October 26th, and so I'm just a right as you get into the Scorpio season Scorpio, but nonetheless, I am a Scorpio, and I couldn't tell y'all enough out there how accurately my horoscope describes the person that I am. So, to continue on, according to the generative AI overview on Google, we then come to talk about things like that involve our personality, a Scorpio's personality. And so, most notably, lots of Scorpios are known to be very passionate, intense, and independent. So, as far as being passionate goes, I'd say that I have some passion. I'd say that life is my passion, and I think that's the problem with lots of things that go on in my life is that I'm not sure anyone and everyone's as excited as I am to be this passionate about just life. I have a lot of energy, and I just am very happy to be healthy, alive, and well, and so I'm kind of just enjoying my experience, and I'm super passionate about making myself a better person and thereby improving the experience of others around me. And so I think that's something that I'm very passionate about, absolutely. As far as it goes with intensity, I think I'm as intense as some of the most intense people I've ever met. I think I can hang with the best of them as it concerns intensity. I'm not the biggest guy. I think I've told everyone publicly that I'm a short man, and you probably don't want no short man. Anyways, I'm only 5'4". You feel me? I'm 5'4" and a half, honestly, if we're just being absolutely clear with each other. But nonetheless, I do got a big heart. And in fact, they used to call me Mad Dog on my middle school basketball team. Just because even then, I was the shortest kid out on the basketball court, so nothing's ever really changed for myself in about 26 years. So, you feel me? It's kind of always been that way. I've kind of always had to just sort of really, I don't want to say fight, but just constantly earn a spot with the big guys. You know, with all the bigger people around me, men, women, I'm just that short. If you gave me heels, I would still be that short. Regardless, I'm an intense guy, for sure. I love playing basketball, and when I get focused on something, I'm pretty focused on it. And when I get down and mad at myself, I'm just as intense. And I'm my own worst enemy because I am very hard on myself. If there's anybody that stresses myself out too much, it's me. And I try not to be too hard on myself, especially as I get older. But as I say that out loud, even, it feels just sort of like some sad excuse to just not be better. And I'm convinced to just become a better person. And I can only do that by having this kind of passion and intensity towards my end goal. And that's just how I feel. I am very independent. Obviously, I've never been married. I'm single currently and always looking to not be single. So if you guys know of anybody, I'm so bad. Anyways, I think that being independent is a real big part of being Scorpio. I think being independent is something that I only know of because of my own kind of want to be independent. And I think I've been wanting to be independent since I was about 3 or 4. Just as soon as I was good on the walking, I'm like, all right, I got this. It's cool. I don't need anyone's help. I can be fine. Just let me be. And wouldn't you know, it's sort of the way I was treated in my life, and here I am. Hopefully, it takes me somewhere good, says the 6-year-old Albert. Anyways, honesty is also another trait that's described by the generative AI overview on Google when you look up things about Scorpios. And I feel like this has been not just the defining characteristic of the kind of person that I want people to think that I am and that I think that I am because I behave like this. And sometimes I say detriment because a lot of the times I'll speak, and I don't want to say a lot of the times. When I was younger, okay, I would quite often not have like a filter on what I was thinking at that particular moment. Now, nothing ever hateful or discriminatory or biased or negative in any kind of a way. It's just I have a sort of understanding of stuff that I convey through sarcasm and humor, and I don't think I could get on through my day without sarcasm or humor as it relates to being honest, because sometimes being honest hurts, right? It just hurts the soul. And so, I mean, to combat that, I feel like it's just real important to smile, have a sense of humor, work on your sense of humor. Your sense of humor is like any other sort of talent, ability, or skill. You constantly have to sort of practice, I mean, otherwise you do just end up really old, really grumpy, and always watching. Well, I guess no one watches the American movie channel anymore because that's not a thing. But anyways, or they're gonna stream something, some old people stuff that old people stream. I don't know. Law and Order. Dum dum dum. I sounded nothing like the theme song. It's fine. Anyways, I do. Honesty is a big thing about being a Scorpio. Sometimes, again, because of all the other characteristics that come with being a Scorpio, honesty is just kind of like the cherry on top, and it either makes for one heck of a night and some real good long lasting relationships and bonds, or some real awkward moments that are then preceded by more awkward moments because Scorpios are known for being honest. And I feel like that can be both a good and bad thing. And just, I'll end there because I feel like I'm a pretty honest person. And I feel like the only thing I care about is the truth. And I'm just as much of a perpetrator of committing mistakes in my life. And I've always been willing and to address those on any medium, personally, publicly, privately. It doesn't matter. I'm a human being. I've made mistakes. A lot of them are public. A lot of my whole life is public. So, I mean, who am I joking? Running from any sort of problem or any potential problem or past problem. You feel me? I'm just saying that being honest is important, and it does when you do something like I do, which is sell myself every night, because that's what I do. This is the product, selling myself to the lovely YouTube fan base out there who subscribes to me and watches my content every night. You feel me? But the thing is like honesty. Again, it can either be something that is a good value to you, or it could be something that is used to control and be weird and bad towards other people. And I feel like that's why I like being honest so much, is because there's a lot going on in the world, and I just don't want to be treated like I'm 7 years old and am expected to think that the world is a way that it's not. And the world is kind of in a funky spot. Feel me? It's kind of like sort of on fire, so it's sort of imperative that we try to do our best to fix it, and that's an honest statement. It's a super honest statement. So the generative AI overview on Google provides us with several different things. I just need to see, okay, we're already at 11 minutes. Let's wrap this video up. Okay, let's talk about an article, and it was on Economic Times, link in the description below, because it's not a generative AI overview, and so it actually has a link. Whereas when you cite generative AI as it is now in the modern era with MLK citation, it is unavailable because the data that's aggregated for and from the responses that are tailored when you put these questions in comes from many different sources and is compiled into one, and that's how you get the top engine search result or whatever. And then at the very bottom, I'll include that link. There's a link to some other helpful resources that have helped guide that material. Nonetheless, there's also a link down below to an article on a magazine written by, I'm assuming, a real person. It's in slideshow form, which is super Gen Z. But hey, I'm about it, so whatever. I mean, it was bound to happen at some point. Millennials started the PowerPoint presentation, and Gen Zers are finishing graciously by providing us with news reports now in the slideshow presentation format. Making me work for the swipes there, huh? Really good idea. Anyways, don't like to rely on anyone. So Scorpios don't like to rely on anyone. I'd say that this is definitely true. And I think the biggest thing about being Scorpio is that Scorpios put others before themselves. And this goes to any length for anybody. And I agree with this. I so agree with this. I live my life like in service of other people. That's how I feel. I feel like that. I genuinely feel like that. I'm here. I live my life, and I want to be of service and be a kind dude to other people. That's what I want to do. If there's one thing I could do in life, it would be just that. I don't care about money. Don't care about anything else. I just, I really want to be able to help other people out. I know that people have helped me out. I know that I've been very privileged and have grown up in a community where I have had the support of my community for my entire life, essentially, since I feel like that. And I feel like if you're part of a community that makes you feel like that, you got something going for you. And I've always felt like that here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, home of Breaking Bad. This is my home. I don't know if I'll be here forever. I don't think that I will be. There's a 95% chance that I won't be. But where you come from is where you come from. And this is where I come from, and I do very much believe in putting others before yourself. And again, this is just an unconscious reflex. Like, it's not about me. It's never been about me. And I've always felt like that, And so it's just, I guess they call it being a Scorpio. So I should just thank the universe for allowing me the opportunity to be probably the most stubborn astrological sign out of all of them. Anyways, we do have the most passion, we do have the most intensity, and we do have the most loyalty. So if you consider passion, intensity, and loyalty any of your favorite things, then hey, I might be your best friend. I hope that you guys have a really wonderful evening. Thanks a lot for joining me. It's been like going on 20 minutes. I haven't been able to see in like a week now, so I don't know what's going on. I hope that you guys at home have a lovely evening, and I'll talk to everybody tomorrow, all right? Bye.